Hello everyone, a little special edition today. I'm coming to you from St. Kitts with Mike Komaransky. Some of you will know who he is, some of you don't, but he's been involved in Bitcoin even longer than I have, and another great big giant Bitcoin Cash fan. Why do you like Bitcoin Cash?
Well, to tell you the truth, I only became a big blocker probably a year too late. Before that, I was doing a lot of for lack of a better term, Bitcoin maximalism. I had a misconception about fees and how miners were going to get their fees. And it took Peter Rizun's paper for me to...
A fee market exists without a block size limit paper. It's a great paper.
I consider it the second best paper in Bitcoin, or the second most important paper behind the white paper.
That's quite a recommendation there.
Yeah. For me, I had this misconception that miners would accept any fee, even a fee of zero, and the demand for transactions would be infinite. And if that was the case, then there would be no market for fees, and without fees, there would be no security. That was the misconception I had.
That was the Greg Maxwell argument, I think.
Yeah, and I think it wasn't Peter Rizun. Peter Rizun, he formalized it, but it may have been Gavin and Rizun, or maybe someone before him, that said, well, there's a risk of being orphaned if you include too many transactions in a block, and you try to propagate it
and lose it all.
Exactly, and it's for that reason that miners they'll charge people for space in a block. Now, once I discovered that, like, well, why do we have a constraint at all on block size? And I switched at that point and said, okay, this Bitcoin Cash, like, we don't need to charge people $7 for a transaction.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people that wind up watching this video, they won't know about your background in financial trading. Give us a little bit more detail on your background there. So,
discovered Bitcoin in 2010.
May of 2010, not December of 2010, May of 2010.
May of 2010. There's a econ website that's still going today called Marginal Revolution. Tyler Cowen, Alex Tabarrok of George Mason University, they curate a bunch of interesting links, and one of the links in 2010 happened to be about Bitcoin. They didn't give any other explanation, they just put a link on there.
Just a link.
Yeah, so I found it, and I'm like, oh wow, this is exactly what the world needs. And from that point forward, I haven't really stopped thinking about the future of money, Bitcoin Cash.
And your financial career is actually pretty impressive as well, like for your actual career. Are you okay to talk about that, or?
Oh, well, I've been a trader for since 2001, right out of school. So there was a nice transition between Bitcoin, which was growing, between 2010 and when I started Cumberland mining for DRW in 2014. It was natural for me. Like, I could take my interest in cryptocurrency and my knowledge of trading, and I could combine the two. And
so just to sum this up a little bit more, so DRW is one of the biggest, like, traditional trading firms around, or a big giant one anyhow.
Yeah, it's a proprietary trading firm.
And you started their crypto trading desk there.
That's right.
That's right. In what year was that?
That was 2014.
2014. Yeah. And then took some time off. Yeah.
Yeah. At the time in 2014, cryptocurrency wasn't yet ready for mainstream, or at least not mainstream finance or trading companies. I think it still had the stigma of being used for
drugs,
money laundering,
all the bad stuff.
Whatever. Yeah. Exchanges were being hacked, and banking was very difficult. So it was difficult to start, but it was definitely worth it. But it's hard to convince people. Luckily, the people at DRW, the founder of DRW, was very receptive, and may actually have believed in the currency at the time. So that it was good. It was a good start. In Cumberland Mining, very proud of that company. They did well.
Yeah.
And so from 2014, 2017, I did that. I left in 2017, took some time off, went to France, and then moved back to the States. And now we've got a new trading group called Grapefruit Trading.
We'll put a link in the description. Yeah. Now, if you want to do OTC trading, check out Grapefruit Trading. Yep. You can deal with a big Bitcoin Cash fan, and I think some of your teammates there as well.
As much as everyone loves non-KYC trading, coin-to-coin trading and cash shuffling and all that. Grapefruit Trading, we specialize in fiat to crypto.
Big
So
block trades.
You're going to have to KYC with us, but it's good if you need liquidity, and I think we have to be one of the best BCH market makers in the world, only because I'm so interested in helping BCH.
But you guys can do any cryptocurrency people want, though, as well, right? If you have
Yeah.
BSV you want to sell,
Exactly.
Mike's your man.
If you want to sell that, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you want to buy it, we might have a different discussion.
There's not too much of that, I guess. So
You know what? I've never seen BSV buying. I'm being honest here. Grapefruit's been around for a year, just a little bit more than a year.
Not a single buy request for BSV?
BSV is new, but I still haven't seen any buying. I haven't seen a single request for Litecoin buying, which is just baffles me.
Have you seen Litecoin sellers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
sellers but no buyers.
Yeah. Strange. If you guys know where Litecoin
Trading happens.
where the buying's happening, please tell me. I don't think it's in the United States. If it is, they're not using any company I've ever worked for.
Yeah, maybe I think it's a bit bigger in China, maybe. So
Maybe.
So
Who's your audience here? Did you
I
say-
think our audience here are Bitcoin Cash fans, but I think the people that aren't Bitcoin Cash maximalists, that we were talking about this last night,
Yeah.
we like anything that works. We're in this. So I should have had it with me and ready to show you guys on camera. So like, when it comes to presents, like I'm a pretty hard guy to shop for. Like, what are you going to buy me, right? My brother told me, he said, if you just need something, Roger, you buy it, right? So like, there's some truth to that. But Mike gave me I think probably one of the most unique presents of my entire life, maybe the most unique one. So some of you guys will know who Lysander Spooner is. He wrote a book called No Treason, The Constitution of No Authority, and wrote a bunch of other essays back in like the 1800s. And Mike gave me a physical, like hold in your hands, physical copy of an essay, like the actual book, a physical book from 170 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was published in 1850, I think is what it said. And what was it? It was in defense of runaway slaves. And so this is somebody who was like, one of my intellectual role models, reading his ideas as a young man. And here he is in 1850 when everybody thought, oh, of course slavery is fine. That's the way the world's supposed to work. And he's saying like, and it was, if a slave ran away, it was your job to turn them back in and have them sent back to their slave master. And this guy was writing a book saying like, no, if a slave runs away, that's good. Like the slave should be his own person, be his own man. And I think the term he referred to slavery back in those days, he called it man stealing, if I recall correctly from when I was reading his books as a young man. And somehow Mike found his books as well when you were in your...
Spooner's a great person to read. His essays are they're
really pack a punch.
Yeah, they're easy to digest. They're short. They're passionate. Really got me into the libertarian anarchist scene.
Lysander Spooner's awesome.
He took on the U.S. Post Office.
Yeah, and then they eventually shut him down for competing with the post office. I think he was competing with the Pony Express. That's how long ago this was. So.
Yeah, I think there's people in the world who think of money or monetary systems as something that has always been and always will be run by the government.
They're wrong.
And the same way people in the 1800s thought that the post office is a single entity and there should be no competition. But look at us now.
FedEx and UPS and DHL and more. And so I don't know. What are the upcoming developments you're most excited about with Bitcoin Cash? So
I really like Cash Shuffle. The Cash Shuffle team is great.
We're about to build that into the Bitcoin.com wallet directly. So that'll be a big deal. Yeah. So
it's very easy to use, and it increases privacy. One thing that I look for in a coin is how anonymous is it?
Fast, cheap, reliable, and private payments as well. Yeah.
It's strange seeing the BTC people or some subset of them talking about how important it is to track your coins or
I feel like they haven't studied monetary theory. Money has to be fungible. If it's not fungible, it's not money. And fungibility is just a nicer sounding word for privacy.
Yeah. And look at, I don't want to throw them under the bus, but Bitfury, one of the best miners from a few years ago, one of their features is helping the government track coins. And well, that's not much of a miner's role, is it?
No.
A miner should be verifying transactions.
They're undermining the usefulness of the currency by doing that. And they literally opened an office right there on Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. and have a bunch of former people that were working at the White House are now working at at Bitfury. So disappointing to see that.
Yeah. So we're not far from Necker Island right now, where the blockchain summit's happening. If any of you want to take a look at what they're talking about, there's plenty of Twitter feeds, and see if you agree with some of the things that are coming out. Should we be focusing on recreating or changing the paradigm of money itself, liberating people from or giving them financial freedom, or should we be using the blockchain for the provenance of lettuce? Or
I know which one's more exciting and interesting to me.
There's a lot of lofty goals out there, and I think if we focus on the main one that brought us here,
it's peer-to-peer cash for the world. Yeah. So and what Mike's alluding to there is that some of these people talk about, oh, let's use the blockchain to track the supply chain of lettuce to the supermarket, and like, okay, like go ahead. That's not exciting or interesting to I don't think either of us. Let's build peer-to-peer
I
cash
think
for the world.
beware of blockchain, the buzzword. It's coming back. It was a popular thing in 2015. Don't focus on the crypto, focus on the blockchain. That sort of died after some time, but with resurgence in price and crypto winter being over, we're seeing more and more people say
blockchain, not Bitcoin. Nonsense.
Blockchain,
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to cover? Or?
What should we talk about?
All right. If you don't have anything, that's fine. We can invite people to St. Kitts. If you want to visit St. Kitts, it's wonderful here.
Yeah.
So
it's a great place.
I know what I want to tell people. So like Mike was talking about how he lives in Miami most of the time. He's wearing a St. Kitts shirt. Yeah, he's definitely a member now. In Miami, there's not a active Bitcoin Cash meetup.
No, there's a cryptocurrency community. They just opened the blockchain center in Miami. That was a great opening party, and there's a lot of interest in cryptocurrency, but BCH specific. Let's do it. Let's get some people in Miami.
And Bitcoin.com will sponsor the I think it's like $25 a year for Meetup.com, but we'll pay the fees for Meetup.com. We just need organizers in each town. So if you're in Miami or Dallas or Berlin or anywhere in the world, set up a Bitcoin Cash meetup group and have it at least monthly, if not weekly. And it turns out to be like a really fun group of friends that you'll get to hang out at a social level. And in Tokyo, we have an awesome group there. Akane just does an amazing job organizing it, so thank you, Akane, for that. And start a group where you're at, and you'll make a bunch of great friends. And you can email Jason at Bitcoin.com, and we'll pay for the local Meetup.com membership fee for you to set that up. So
that's great. Before I leave, I just want to, thanks for having me here.
Thanks for coming.
But I want to encourage everyone to focus on what makes BCH work. Stop focusing on the trolls, the people who have no good argument except to
name
call.
Yeah.
Right. If you respond to the name calling, then you're playing their game. I think you should just continue what's making things work. Focus on the science. Focus on the economics. Like Jonathan Toomim is doing a great job of that. He's saying these are the numbers.
Jonathan Toomim and Peter Rizun both, they really do.
Yeah.
A good job.
What a great follow.
Numbers,
follow Jonathan Toomim on Twitter. Post it down there somewhere.
Yeah. The link below.
Yeah, and don't respond to the name calling. The truth set Bitcoin free from 2009 to 2013. We didn't have to do much marketing to make it work. It's like, wow, this is better than we had before, and the numbers speak for themselves. Just rely on the math. You don't have to rely on name calling. And I think we should continue down that path.
Yeah, and I'll remind people, if you've resorted to censorship, you've already lost the argument. So our Bitcoin, you've already lost the argument. BitcoinTalk.org, you've already lost the argument. If you have a strong argument, you don't need censorship. So
yeah,
I guess that's it from really beautiful, warm and sunny and hot St. Kitts today. Anyhow, just wanted to make a little quick update. Thanks, Mike, for coming down. Mike's been doing a lot behind the scenes to help Bitcoin Cash. So I just want to thank you for doing all the stuff behind the scenes there. So Mike,
thanks for doing it in front of the scenes. Thanks for doing it on stage.
My pleasure. And if you want to do any large purchases or sales of any cryptocurrency, grapefruittrading.com.
It's actually it's shorter than that.
GF.
Gfruit.
Gfruit.
With a GFRU.it, and there it is.
Link in the description. Yeah. So
go there, sign up. Trade.
You'll have to do all your KYC, AML stuff there, but you'll have really low spread, so you'll have a really tight price on that. If you don't want to do the AML KYC stuff, you'll have a much wider spread on the price, but local.bitcoin.com. You can buy and sell Bitcoin Cash in any country for any payment method, anywhere in the world, just like that. They're a good combination together, I guess.
Cool.
So, okay. See everyone next time.